What happens when we connect 21 volts into the Xiegu X6100? Hello guys, my name is Paul, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango. I had a little accident right here with my Xiegu X6100 transceiver. One day I forgot to switch 21 volts on this laboratory power supply, and I connected 21 volts directly into this radio. I would like to show you what happens when you connect 21 volts into the Xiegu X6100 radio. Possibly, if I will be successful, I will show you how to repair this radio. So wish me luck and keep watching. Well, so the first thing what we have to do is to connect 12 volt power supply into our faulty radio. I mean 12 volts, not 21 as I did before. Hi. Okay, the next thing is to connect an infrared camera, which I reviewed in my previous videos. It's the infrared camera, which is able to observe the PCB board in very short distance, as it has also the macro lens. So by using this infrared camera, I will be able to diagnose the problem very quickly. Just I need to find a faulty component on the PCB board, and how it works. Actually, after connection, the 12 volt power supply into this PCB board, the hotspots will be created on the PCB board. Actually, you will see that there is a hot spot on the PCB board, which means there is a short on the PCB board, or possibly a faulty component which needs to be replaced. So let me connect both things and we'll see what is damaged. Okay, so back on the visible spectrum, and we can see here a faulty components on the PCB board, what we had seen in the IR spectrum. So the first component was this Schottky diode, actually, which is the overvoltage protection, and it's a 3 amp Schottky diode. This was very hot. The second diode was also very hot, is here. It's the same 3 amp Schottky diode overvoltage protection. The next spot was very hot right over here, but there was not any significant thing what was hot, and therefore I had to flip the PCB board to the second side, and then we can clearly see what is damaged on the PCB board. So here we have capacitors, and 2 of them are completely damaged, and 2 of them seems to be okay, but I'm not sure. So therefore I need to replace them, or I need to replace all of them just to be sure that everything is okay. The next thing what I found is this metallic plate on the opposite side, which are actually a remnants of those two burned capacitors. And here you can see some residue from the alkaloid which is used inside capacitors. So everything is burned, so I need to clean it, and also I need to repair, or I need to replace the components, faulty components on the PCB board. Also, I found something else. This is the battery pack. Actually, this is the back side of the radio, and the battery pack contains a little PCB board, which is most probably the power management, and there we can clearly see a faulty component as well, actually two of them. Let me see, I have a light over here, so you can see two probably transistors which are completely burned, and I don't know if I'm able to just find the types, because I don't have any schematic diagram. So probably I have to find a completely new PCB board from the manufacturer. So this is probably the one option only. Well, so after the first stage of repair of my radio, I found that there is still a problem on the PCB board because the radio actually responds. The CPU works, the screen is working, also the buttons, everything's fine, but there is one very important thing which does not work, and this is that the radio is not receiving and is not transmitting. Quite serious problem. So I had to contact the seller of my radio. It is the radiodt.com, and I contacted the customer care center, and they actually replied to me with a great message that they immediately contacted the Xiegu manufacturer, and they sent me a kit with a completely new original components for my Xiegu X6100 transceiver. Incredible service, and I would like to thank you, Radio DT, for your service and for your care. So the parts are finally here, and I'm currently able to fix my radio and finish this video. So wish me luck, and I hope that after this it will finally work. Here is the list of the components what I'm going to replace. So this is the first one, which is a low noise RF transistor with the name BFP, like Bravo Fox Papa 196. As you see, it is low noise NPN RF transistor. The second component I'm going to replace is here, this one, and this is actually a logic inverter, and the name is 74 Lima Victor 1 Golf 04 Golf Whiskey. Then I'm going to replace all of these 4 capacitors. They are 100 microfarads 16 volts capacitors, and finally 2 MOSFET or N-channel MOSFET transistors, Alpha Oscar 3400 Alpha, and you can see them burned right here on the PCB board on the charger. So here, first removed, next this one. Okay, so the second one is removed. Also capacitors have been removed. And finally the battery pack, but before I will solder those 2 transistors, I disconnected these positive wires from the board and isolated them, and now I can remove them. A little complication has been found. As you see here, this little copper foil has removed during the unsoldering process. So now I have actually 2 options. I can glue this little foil back on the board and connect 2 transistors on it, or the second option is to remove this plate out from the PCB board and replace this little plate by a piece of solder, and this piece of solder will connect 2 transistors together here in this point. And also I found a little trace here which is coming from this pin to this transistor pin, to second transistor, and I did a measurement continuity between those pins is 100% fine. Okay, so I will leave it as it is. So I just need to solder a new transistors here on this place. This center plate is actually not connected to any other circuits, so it is just a jumper between two center pins of MOSFET transistors. I forgot to mention that also good grounding is important, especially when we are working with the MOSFET. And now finally, when both transistors are on the place, I can make a little ball right there in the middle and connect those pins together like this. I cleaned little these components to better see how is that currently soldered, so you see that both are on place, and there in the middle you can see a little jumper made of solder. So this job is done. All right. And now let's see if it's working or not. And the next candidate is the RF low noise NPN transistor. It's so tiny. I had to temporarily remove this little capacitor right here because it's a very small space between capacitor and transistor. So now it is soldered, and now I will return back this tiny capacitor on place. Okay. And clean it. Okay, everything is on place and looks good. So the next stop will be right here. Yeah, this is the very small logic inverter circuit. I will fix this little circuit firstly to the board, maybe 2 legs only, and then I put some flux on it. And solder all the legs. Good. And now I have to clean it. Good. So as you see that the circuit is perfectly on the place, solder it like new. Here is very important to use correct polarity. Here is positive leg and here's the negative leg, and also you can see a little markings here. So the leg with this line here is positive. It is a Tantalium capacitor, a little different than others. Okay, so the soldering job is done. Actually, also these capacitors are soldered. Okay, so the capacitors are on place. The RF transistor is on place. Also the logic circuit is on place. The battery pack should be fixed. So now I'm going to put these all modules together and turn on the radio and try out if the radio actually works on receive and transmit, or maybe not. Let's see. X6100 completed, and I have very good news. The radio is back in the game. The radio has been repaired, and I'm so happy that I finished this repair and everything is working. And also thanks to the radiodt.com for supplying me with the parts what I needed. So let me show you how it actually transmits and how this radio receives. So here you see that I'm on 18130, which is 17 meter band. I have connected the dummy load here, which is for 25 watts and up to 3 gigahertz. And I have here this digital SWR and power meter. So here I am in the narrow FM mode, and let's see what is the power here. So you see that we have a full 10 watt power, and you see also here on the screen there is 10.1, 10.0 watts. So we have actually full power from the radio. The radio works great on transmit. And now let me show you how this radio receives. So I will put the antenna magnetic loop, which is currently indoors. And let me go to the FT8, because this is the only signals which I can receive indoors today, because the propagation of course are not the best. Okay, the upper sideband, and let's see. Yeah, just a very faint signal, but it is there. And now let me change the band to 20 meters. And this is 20 meter band right here, and also FT8. And also let me check some other modes, like a single sideband maybe, or CW. Beautiful. And here we have the single sideband signal from Italy, I think. And I will try to work him. I can test the tuner also, if the tuner working or not. Yes, tuner is working also. But there is nothing to tune because I have a good SWR currently. Let me little detune the antenna. And now, yeah, it is working. Nice. So this is SWR with tuner on. You see that the 1.1, 1.2, and I will turn off the tuner, and that's over S3. So definitely tuner working.
150-170 euro più spedizione e sulle altre vai a spendere oltre 1000 euro, quindi bisogna stare attenti a quello che si fa. Bene, microfono, scusami un attimo, dai, ne parliamo dopo, dai, intanto faccio girare subito il K1, quasi sud-ovest, diciamo, dai. Bene, prego, ecco qui in Florida. Credo che ti ricorderai. Vediamo un po' la stazione Italia Tango 8.
Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tokyo QRP. Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango QRP. And here we have the slow scan television, kind of digital signal. This is Curacao, Brazil. Inside my workshop, actually, indoors on a maglub antenna. Fantastic. And this is the frequency of maybe the rare station or special event, or maybe the DX expedition, and people are trying to work him in a pile-up. Also here's something.
Salvo, salutami a Maurizio se hai occasione di ascoltarlo. Italia Tango 9, Juliet Echo X-ray. Vado subito per Mauro.
Yeah, that's beautiful signal here. It's plus 10 dB over. From Italy. Okay, friends, thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope that this video you will find useful for you, and I hope and I believe that you will never be in the same situation as me and you never put 21.5 volts into the Xiegu X6100 radio. In case that yes, at least you have here a manual what you have to do, how you can repair the such problem or issue with your radio. Well, so thank you very much for watching this video. I wish you 73 and I hope to see you soon again in my next one. Bye bye and 73.